Welcome to Ladies vs. Gentlemen, the show where we pit guys and gals against each other in the ultimate battle of wits.
Or will we? Starring your hosts Micah, Herrera, and Cienna, Webb. Let's dive into today's topic and see who's right. Greetings, athletes, non-athletes, and gym bros. This is Micah Herrera, your host. Welcome back to Ladies vs. Gentlemen, the show where we cover various gender-related topics.
And I'm the better host, Cienna. Today's topic is sports. Why are men and women separated? Who works harder? Let's find out. Today we have our guest. Would you care to introduce yourself, your major?
My name is Wesley Flatt. I'm an interdisciplinary studies major, and I'm on the baseball team.
All right. So we got a baseball player
Nice.
here. And we couldn't get a female guest, so I will be representing the female demographic here as best as I can. I was in marching band in high school, so it's close.
Yeah, it's close.
It's
Yeah,
applicable.
close enough.
It's close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so
People always say golf is not a sport, but it is. I mean,
yeah. Well, my boyfriend says golf is not a sport, but that's a whole
yeah.
bag of worms. Okay.
Anyways. Moving on.
All right. Down to our statistics. We're going to start up with that. I was on the female side of sports here, and we got some stats. 80% of female Fortune 500 CEOs played sports in their formative years, emphasizing the profound impact of early exposure to sports on women's development and ability to reach their full potential. Despite the evidence of clear benefits, by the age of 14, girls drop out of sports at twice the rate of boys due to several factors such as social expectations, lack of investment in quality programs, and more. So there is a lot of benefits to doing a sport, whether you're a man or a woman, but especially I find this very interesting because a lot of sports have to do with discipline, and I feel like being a CEO, you have to deal with a lot of stress, a lot of discipline. So I found that very fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
Sport mobilizes the global community and targets youth. It unites across national barriers and cultural differences. It is a powerful tool for sharing the values of teamwork, self-reliance, and resilience. It has a multiplying effect on their health, education, and leadership development. It contributes to self-esteem, creates social connections, and challenges harmful gender norms. That's at least for, the women's side and such. And girls and women who play sports before reaching college have higher levels of self-esteem and lower chances of developing depression, which I think is very cool. Mm-hmm. And my opinion with this is that the reason why there's an increase in self-esteem is, honestly, you feel stronger. You feel a lot more confidence in yourself. I typically go to the gym normally, and I love to go, not because it's like, yeah, I want to get like a stronger body, but also at the same time, it just kind of releases a lot of stress, which I think is really nice. And I bet that's the same for men in sports as well. It relieves a lot of stress, takes your mind off things.
I think every athlete probably wakes up in the morning thinking about practice, and they're like, it's not like I wish practice was over kind of thing already, but it's like you want to get your work. Everybody feels good when they get their work done for the day.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
That's good.
I love seeing women and men in sports. They really, push themselves. So, Micah, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah. Like I was saying, like you're saying, I think both genders, I like how they both push each other to their limits, and they succeed, and they have like a lot of motivation when they go, whether it's on the court or whether it's on the field. It's like they have so much endurance and they have so much potential to go out there and give it all. So that's what I think about it. So a total of 27 states have restrictions in places affecting transgender youth participation in school sports. In contrast, 23 states, 5 territories, and the District of Columbia do not have such bans, allowing transgender students to participate in sports constant with their gender identity. So pretty much my opinion about that is ultimately the divide reflects broader cultural, political, and ethical debates and identity-wise, fairness, and the role of government regulating personal freedoms. The challenge lies in finding a balance that respects both the rights of transgender students to participate in a sport and the very approaches suggest that conversations is fair from settle and will likely continue to evolve as society works through these complex issues. So that's what I really thought about it. What are your thoughts about it right now?
On the transgender and sports issue?
Yeah.
Well, I think you're either biologically a man or a female, and you can express yourself however you want. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it's really not fair for biological men to be competing against women. It was actually a story just a few days ago. I think it was in maybe Michigan, or maybe Missouri. I could be wrong. I think it's a state that started with an M, and there was a transgender woman in high school playing in a women's basketball game, and 3 girls on the other team got injured, and they had to forfeit the game because they didn't even have enough players left. So I think that's a good example of why we shouldn't allow that to happen.
Yeah.
And you're right, because like I could relate to the story that you just shared right now, because like I played tennis in high school, and there was this transgender, he was trying to be a girl, right? Of course.
Right.
And he got 5 people from not from our team, but another team hurt. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was like,
so I mean,
it's
to me, it's not like do we need to protect feelings sort of thing. We need to protect the women.
Yeah.
And it's not an issue men deal with, because if a biological female wanted to come play sports in a man's sport, like a softball player wanted to play baseball, she might be really talented and she might be able to hang in there a little bit. But the simple reality is that a man was born with just different biologically. They're naturally stronger. They have, I think it's denser bones. I'm not an expert on this stuff, but there's a reason we have men's and women's sports. It's not like that idea just came out of thin air. So
yeah. I was going to mention that as well. I mean, we mentioned it in last episode where it was like men are physically stronger than women. And that's why we wanted to look up some transgender stuff, because that was a concern. It's like, it also mentions the divide between male versus female sports. Like, of course, they're the same sports, but that's why they're divided, is because, the girls want to compete with the girls and the guys want to compete with the guys.
Right.
So.
Well, and it's really just, it's not fair, because if you have one transgender athlete that gets a scholarship from a college, that's a woman who didn't get that scholarship that should have got it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to segue into our next segment, which is interview questions. So this is going to be focusing on it's all about you.
It's all about you.
It's all about you, and we're going to be doing just some sports related stuff, how you feel about it and stuff. Oh, this is interesting. What does a typical training session look like for you?
So a typical practice day, it really depends what season you're asking, but we're in season right now, so I'll answer it what we do right now. And in-season practices are a lot easier than off-season. Mm-hmm. But right now, my schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll show up to the field at 1 o'clock, and I'll work out. I'll work out for about an hour. And then we'll have on-field practice, which it can be 2 to 3 hours. 3 hours being a long day, 2 hours being a pretty normal day. Mm-hmm. But it consists of just hitting on the field, taking swings, taking a lot of ground balls, throwing, practicing the little things like pick-off moves, which I'm not sure if you understand, but just
I don't.
very working on little things that that can give us just a little tiny edge when it comes to the weekend. And then after practice, it's something I do on my own. It's not something everybody has to do or anything like that, but I have a tee routine in the batting cages that I like to do every day. And then maybe hit off the machine a little bit, and that'll take an hour and a half or so. So total on the day, finish up with class around 1, and then I'm probably at the field until 5 o'clock, something like that.
Okay. Yeah, so that sounds like a typical practice then. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
Because, I mean, I remember I was in band camp for a while. Mm-hmm. I was in marching band for all 4 years of high school. And we would have rehearsals after school, like 4 days a week. We had like 1 day off. And yeah, I mean, it was a little different. We did like some like warm-ups, and we would just do like our drill exercises, and we would just practice our drill, which is basically making all of the little shapes on the field. And yeah, I mean, it was a little different, you know. It's what you do is a lot more than what I did, but it was still physically exerting.
Yeah, I think you should give yourself a little more credit, because band is not learning music is not easy. Mm-hmm. Having all that equipment on you when it's really hot outside and all the practice is not easy.
Just learning all the key notes to play.
But that was the interesting thing, is that marching band, like, you're not worrying about like men versus women. It's both genders together collaborating, because it's more about putting together a performance than like, you know, like, I don't know, fighting the other team or something.
Well, yeah, but you guys do compete.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure how a competition works. It sounds pretty subjective to me.
Well, it's from band to band. And sometimes the judges were a little biased, because they're like, if they got the big fancy props, then you guys win. But we had the best music. You know, we didn't have the best props, but we did have the best music, because we had a really good band director. And a lot of it was just, even when we didn't win a game, we stuck together and pushed through it, even though it was exhausting, even though we were sweating, and, hydration was important, of course. But yeah, I mean, there wasn't much of a difference between the men and the women there, but I just thought I'd bring that up, because it's like, there is sort of a contrast, I guess, between sports, I guess. Mm-hmm. But yeah. So we have a little activity. It's kind of like a quiz of guessing the gender of the achievement. All right. I don't know the questions, so I'm also participating. Okay. Luckily, I didn't look at the answers. Yeah. So, we're going to go ahead and switch the TV really quick. Boom. It's like so fast.
Yeah. So which gender was the first to be allowed to compete in the Boston Marathon?
I'm going to say men.
What do you say, Cienna?
Men, probably.
Okay, click it. It is men, correct. So men competed in 1897 while women were allowed starting in 1972. Wow. So literally like a century later.
That's crazy.
Right?
The whole century?
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, geez, what took them so long?
I don't know.
It sounds like it was like that second wave feminism?
Maybe.
Like the sexual revolution and everything?
Yeah.
It was interesting.
Yeah, those times were a little difficult.
What? You make it sound like you were there.
No, I'm just saying, just like by just like the historical type way, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, second question. What gender holds the record for the most medals in gymnastics?
Okay.
Is this like for the United States? Or just everyone?
I guess, yeah, everyone. Mm-hmm. Think about this one.
I'm going to say women.
Women? Okay.
Because
I would think it would be men, right?
Well, I don't know. Let's see.
Okay.
It was female.
See, this is exactly who I was thinking of. I couldn't think of her name.
Uh-huh. Yeah? Okay. So I can't even say her name, but I won't try to pronounce it here. But Samarine Blees. Blees has won. Okay, get this. This is a fun fact about her. she has won 25 world champion medals, including 19 gold medals. She has also won 7 Olympic medals, including 4 gold medals. So she's won like a lot. And I was like, she's like accomplished a lot over the,
Right.
I don't know how many years has she been doing, but like she's been kicking it. So
I think she retired a few years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, she did?
Maybe she hasn't retired.
I don't know. I mean,
don't know.
honestly, if I had, that many achievements, I'd probably retire too. Okay.
Cool. Next question. Which gender holds the record for the most World Cup wins in soccer?
I'm going to say women on this one.
Men. I don't know why.
I'm pretty sure our women's soccer team is... Oh, this isn't for the United States again, is it?
It's
This
for
is
the
just
World
in
Cup.
general.
It's for the World Cup.
Well, wouldn't that just mean... Okay, I'm going to go with men.
You're going to go with men?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Me too.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, you? Okay. Click.
Okay.
Y'all guys are right. It is men.
Okay.
The men's national team of Brazil has won 5 cups, and those are the years they won.
Yeah, well, they need to come back.
They need to come
been,
back. Yep, it's
2002. Come on,
Yeah,
guys.
come on.
Get back at it.
What gender holds the record for the fastest 100-meter sprint time in history?
I'm going to go with men on this one.
Okay.
Men.
You're gonna say men? Okay, click it.
Okay. Hello?
It
There
is
we go.
men.
Ah, I was going to say, it's
You
the
guys-
bolt guy.
Yeah, that bolt guy. Yep. I actually have a poster of him back at home because my brother. That's
Oh.
one of my brother's like somewhat idols. But like like he kind of like looks up to him a lot.
That's cool.
Because he has good quotes and stuff. That he's a retired Jamaican sprinter, and he had a time of 9.58 seconds.
Oh,
For
okay.
100. Yeah. Next question. What gender was the first to win the Olympic gold medal in boxing 2012?
Okay, I'm going to say women.
Yeah, I'm going to try women.
You're gonna say women? Okay. Yep, it is
Oh.
women. So her Nicola, right? Is that her name? I don't know how to, but
Nicola Adams.
Nicola Adams.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was the first female boxer to win an Olympic gold medal in 2012.
Well, that's fun.
Yep.
Yeah, good for her. Next.
Okay, which gender won the first ever Winter Olympic gold medal in sky jumping in 2014?
Ski jumping.
Ski jumping in 2014.
Okay.
I'm going to say women again.
Men. Let's see.
Female.
I'm not believing in my own gender.
So she won the first Olympic gold medal in women's sky jumping at the 2014 Sochi Winter Olympics.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Yep,
All right. Next.
that is it.
Oh, is that it?
Yep.
Okay. Cool. Well, that was fun.
Yeah, it was.
Kind of a guessing game, honestly. It's like a 50, like true false
Yeah,
question.
yeah. I want to. Yeah.
I checked the tape. I don't think I got a single one wrong.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. Well, we'll figure out in post, and we'll see.
Yeah, we'll try to add like
who-
little effects.
I
Like
think I lost. I definitely lost.
I don't know.
I don't know sports. So this is the Nike commercial that came out this year. And it stirred up some controversy because it was like women are awesome and men are trash and things like that. And it was promoting the flag football, wanting to make that like a varsity sport in all 50 states. So let's go ahead and take a look here. Oh, let me get the audio first.
I think that's an awesome commercial.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that was the commercial. It stirred up a lot of controversy, especially within, those conservative, Christian groups of like, oh my gosh, they're trashing men. And oh, like a girl would never be able to do that. Men would absolutely tackle her and beat her up and stuff.
I mean, yeah, they definitely had some silly identity politics in there, but I think it's supposed to be like a silly high school movie kind of thing.
Right.
I
It's
got
not
that type of
necessarily-
vibe.
Not necessarily
Yeah.
supposed to be realistic.
Yeah, I honestly, like, the first time I saw it, I was like, oh my gosh, Nike, that's so cringe. Why did you do that?
Yeah.
And then I was
No.
like, But also it's kind of being silly.
Yeah.
It's not trying too hard to be like a sob story of like, oh my gosh, women are oppressed. It's like, hey, this sport is kind of cool.
There might be too many people out there that relate with Brad. That might be
too many.
That might be the problem.
A little bit too many.
As a man, is it
I don't know.
offensive?
No, I honestly, again, like he was saying, it's like there was like a lot of political stuff in there, but also like seeing who the better gender is, all right, on that.
Mm-hmm.
And by the end of the day, I looked at it, I'm like, it's all about marketing and just trying to sell their brand to everybody, but also just making it look funny, get people's attention, but also look at, you know, there's women and men, and it's not just only just a men commercial. It's also that company's also for women and men to shop there. So it's all about who you're trying to sell it to, you know? So I like how that commercial stand out for both genders. So
yeah, it was kind of campy.
Yeah.
It was almost like a lighthearted campy. So you couldn't be like, if they went the other route where they were just like, wow, women, they're amazing. You should make sure that varsity sports is for flag football or something. And, you know, they didn't do that, which, you know.
Yeah, there's definitely commercials.
There's definitely worse.
Yeah, there's commercials that I have a problem with as far as like the identity politics and some of that stuff goes, but that wouldn't be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That just more is like a silly high school movie kind of thing.
Okay. So, guess what? The episode is ending.
Oh.
So we're going to have to kick you out. Thanks for coming and being the voice of the athletes and talking with us with the male versus female sports. Yeah, I mean,
we really do appreciate you having here.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
I'm honored.
Honored. All right, guys, go watch some Nelson baseball and support his girlfriend too.
Yeah.
With softball.
Go
Softball.
Yeah. All right. Well, see ya.
Thanks for listening in and watching. Who won this episode, man or woman? We will have more exciting topics in the next few episodes.
Stay tuned. Please remember to follow us on Instagram and YouTube where you can vote and get all the updates.